All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free to play Mystery Shard only champion spotlight. Today, we're going to be talking about Boughsmith Flannan. He has a long name and he has a hammer, so let's see what he can do. He looks pretty cool, actually. He is from the Sylvan Watchers, and let's check out his skills and see what he is all about. All right, so let's see. A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Each hit also has a 35% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 5%. If the target is under a decreased speed debuff placed by this champion, decreases the target's turn meter by 10% instead. So basically, he puts their speed down and then drops their turn meter, so that's actually really cool. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. That means everyone he hits is going to drop their turn meter, so that's kind of cool. Places a 25% increase increase accuracy. We're going ahead of ourselves. Increase accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns, then teams up with a random ally to attack a target. This one is really cool, especially when combined with certain heroes who have an A1 that is an AoE. I'll show you that in a little bit. Then we've got has 50% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this champion places a decreased speed debuff on 3 or more enemies with the Shattered Knee skills. So that means he can get an extra turn just for using a skill, right? Shattered Knees, that's this one, attacks all enemies. So if he gets 3 speed downs, he goes again. Isn't that nice? We do have him in the Nature's Bounty Blessing. Whenever this champion applies a 2.5% poison debuff, 25% decrease attack, blah, 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 decrease speed, all this stuff, it has a chance to place a greater version of the debuff. So basically, if he has a low-end version, he can put up a high-end version. We just put it on him. Whether it's necessary or not, you could probably put him in Phantom Touch or something like that if you want him to do more damage. All right, so let's look at his masteries. So we actually kind of did a mishmash build on this guy. We went down the offense tree, but we really wanted him to be accurate. We wanted him to get these speed downs and all this stuff off. So we did go all the way down to Eagle Eye to get the extra 50% accuracy. And then we got a whole bunch of your normal stuff with your accuracies. And then we went on this side where it has a 30% chance of increasing the target of increasing the turn meter by 10% when a debuff cast by this champion is removed or expires. So that means he gets more turn meter. He has a turn meter drop. He also has a chance of increased chance of placing his speed down. He's also got a 30% chance to extend the duration of his speed down. So like we have a bunch of stuff on him that really is making him more of basically a debuffer, I guess you could say is the best way to put it. Artifacts. We have him in Stone Skin. Reason being, he is a defense hero. All right, so all his skills are based on defense. All his attack is based on defense. So you want him to have high defense, obviously, which is great because then he survives longer and can not die, which is always good. We have him in Stone Skin, so he is a little bit of a higher end build right now. You could just put him in defense stuff. So the Stone Skin thing is great, and I'll show you what that does. So when we look at his item here, gives him more HP, more resistance, more defense, Stone Skin buff, and 15% more defense. So he's got a lot of defense on this, which is why we used it. Right now we have crit damage on his glove, we have HP on his chest, and we have defense on his boot. Now, his speed is still reasonably high, but we wanted his defense to be as high as possible, so that's why we did what we did. His crit damage glove is just what I had. Some of the stuff I could do better, so just know that if we can get some crit rate on him, he'd be a lot better, all right? Because right now his crit rate is stupid low, but we're going to fix that eventually. But this is just the set that I currently had, so that's why we did it. The Stone Skin set is pretty cool for him, so we like it. Defense on his ring, we've got crit damage on his amulet, and we've got accuracy on his banner. Total stats for this bad boy right now: 49,000 HP. He's got 2,100 attack, 4,182 defense, so he's up there. Speed is 198. Like I said, we could easily get this faster. We would really want him to be faster. His crit rate is 63. Like I said, he's going to have low crit rate right now. We're working on trying to find more pieces of the Stone Skin set so we can maybe put it in him, or we'll rework him and get him into a different set that might work a little bit better. But as of right now, this is the best one that we have, so that's why we did it. We didn't look at everything else, did we? Crit damage, 168. His resistance is 152, but this is where we were looking, is accuracy, 432. So we've got him higher than my Mithrala, actually, at this point, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, having this set on definitely helps boost his stats and make him a little bit stronger. We just really need some kind of crit rate. I mean, honestly, even if I got a glove that had crit damage from Stone Skin with crit rate, I think that would be just enough to make him what we need him to be. All right, so where would you use him? I mean, where could you use him? Honestly, kind of anywhere. Like you could pretty much use him wherever you want. Let's go into the arena and see how he handles himself in there. That's always a good place to check. Let's see if there's a team in here that we could maybe use to show off his talents. This one has a Hegemon. We don't want Hegemon. It's for what's funny. Every time we do these videos, there's always a really easy fight that we can do, and I have to skip them all because we're doing a video. All right, here we go. Here's a good one. So let's take her out, and we'll bring in Flannan and see how he handles himself in here. Take him off auto because I really want to see what he does with his skills. We want to hit with the AoE and see if that really helps. So there you go. He's got his stone skin. We may end up using him in the arena anyway, right? So now we freeze everyone. Say goodnight. Now we're going to use his AoE skill, who attacks all enemies. So here we go. Boom, look at that. So now they have decreased speed, and we can go in. Now they're going to be slower, so we can go in and kind of kill everyone one by one. We're probably going to take, now that we have the protection up already, we're just going to try and take her out. There we go. And then hopefully kill off the secondaries with Yannicka. There they go. Nice and dead. And then maybe we can remove this protection. That's even better. All right, we're going to take her turn meter, and then we're going to kill him because Yakarl is awesome. So the speed down, just so you know, the reason it doesn't matter that he didn't do any damage is the speed down made it so that we had more turns. All right, more turns. So he did 25k with that hit, 175. So basically he made it so that my attackers had more rounds and more turns in order to get through. So yeah, is that something we want? Of course it is. Here we go. This is a rough one, and we've got a Leonius, whatever his name, Leonius, that stupid tiger guy who sucks. So here we go. This is a tough one. All right, let's see what we got. Attack up. We're gonna do a freeze on everyone. All right, he's unkillable right now. Ooh, look at that. Terrible. All right, so now we're going to try and do a stun here. Let's see. So attack 2 times and a stun because they're both frozen. So we're going to see if we can stun the guy. All right, decrease his turn meter, which is good, I guess. We might die. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to do an attack that hopefully kills everyone. He's hopefully doesn't get his turn. Let's see. Can we kill him? Oh, he almost killed everyone. The stone skin saved him. Oh, we healed everyone. This is not looking good, guys. Here we go. Let's do the all-out attack. Attacks everyone. And then we're going to go in for a second attack to kill him. There we go. He's dead. We can revive everyone now that they're dead. Get our speed up. All right, now hopefully he doesn't kill us. All right, so now we want to try and stun her again. This skill does increase accuracy, so we don't want that. So we're going to try and go for the stun. Here we go. There we go. We got a stun. So now we can take care of her so no one can get revived. And then boom. Come back in, decrease turn meter. And you're dead. Look at that. Honestly, he's basically, you want him to have high accuracy so that he can do the things he needs to do. If we didn't get that stun, it might have been a problem. Also, he's awesome. He's got the stone skin, so he didn't die. All right, so that's the good news with him, with the stone skin, is that keeping him alive is awesome. You know, it gives you 2 rounds to basically say, okay, you're not going to be able to kill me. Now, He-Man just got introduced to the game, so he can go through stone skin. So obviously that might be something you don't want to do. But as far as a support hero for helping you get through fights, definitely a good hero for Arena. I would highly recommend using him in specific fights. I wouldn't say he's the best version of things, but he's got a lot of skills that can really help you out in keeping the team at bay and stunning certain heroes and giving you more accuracy so you can land things, especially when you get into some fights with, what's that guy's name? The guy who is unkillable. You can kill him first or stun him. There you go. See, more accuracy is better. All right, so now as far as campaign, this is just fun because I like showing it. So we're going to go into here and do some farming, but what we're going to do is we're just going to pull these guys out. Now, this isn't to show him by himself. This is just to show you something. Oh, I passed him. This is just to show you stuff that is kind of cool about him and what makes him kind of cool. Wow, I have too many heroes. There we go. Let's go in. So now we're going to start. Now, Boughsmith is faster, so he's going to go first. Now, he's going to use his attack to give an extra attack. Watch. You'll see in the second round. He gives the extra attack. 1, 2, and he attacks with somebody. See? So now he attacked, but it also made Eric's attack. See? So that's kind of cool. You don't need him for this, obviously. It's just silly, but I'm showing you because it's really cool when you pair him with somebody who has an AoE attack because they automatically get the AoE off. See, look, hit once, 1, 2, and then he kills them. See, so having someone with an AoE A1 with him is just awesome, especially if he's super fast. Like if I got him super fast, he'd go first. You could use that attack with Eric's on the team, and then boom, you get a hit off. Everyone gets more accuracy, and your AoE goes off because you have someone who's really strong. So this is definitely something that is really cool for doing more damage, okay? Now, let's check him out in Iron Twins real quick, because I actually didn't even do those fights, so that's kind of good. And I think he's the wrong affinity for this one, but unfortunately we'll do it anyway. So let's just bring him in. So essentially, let's just say we're on stage 5. Um, let's say we want to just kind of do stuff. Let's pull all the high end heroes out. We don't want that stuff. All right, so we need a speed down, right? So we've got a speed down now, which is really good. All right, we've got damage dealer, we've got defense down, we've got a healer. We could do attack up with spirit host, and in this scenario, I feel like it's fine. Otherwise, you could bring in someone like Valerie. So let's just see how they handle this. Speed down with a rare is very good. And that stone skin is going to really save his butt in the beginning, which is kind of nice. All right, we got poison, so that's nice. I want to see his speed down drop. That's really what I want. He has a low chance, I think, or was it a high chance? There you go. You got your speed down, so now all your buffs aren't going to affect the boss. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone gets killed. Now, the question is can he put up the speed buff often enough for it to matter? I mean, this is a really low-end team, and this is a low-end version of Iron Twins, obviously. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit skewed here, but so it looks like he's not getting that speed down up enough. So you would definitely need to put him in a set that makes him faster or somehow gives him an extra turn. But as you can see, it worked. But he does have speed down. So if you are lacking a speed down hero, you could bring him in there. His damage, like I said, the way we have him set up isn't going to be a lot. All right. He's going to do very low damage, but he's really good for certain things. Now, this isn't his best option. I wouldn't say this is a great place for him, but for early game players, if you're trying to get that speed down off on the boss and you're having trouble, like say you don't kill the boss as fast as I just did, then yes, he's a great option if you don't have anyone else. But not the best option for it, but hey, it works, right? And that's what we want. Let's go into some dungeons and see what he can do in a dungeon. So now, Dragon's Lair. We're going to put him in a team. We're going to go into stage 15 first, just because it's a little bit lower. We're going to take these guys out. We want some low-end heroes because we don't like using high-end. So we have a defense down here. We're going to put him in the lead for defense, okay? We're going to bring in Boughsmith. Now, he's got speed down. He's got an AoE. We want somebody who can do an AoE. So we're going to bring her in, all right, as an AoE damage dealer, which is kind of nice. And then we'll bring in Spirit Host, all right? So now we've got our defense down. We've got an AoE hero on the A1 who can do an extra hit, and we've got him. So let's just see if this works. We'll do a double raid. Why not? If we lose, we lose. Now, we don't have a reviver, so that's bad. But you know what? You never know. So now everyone's got defense down, speed down, and they're dead. Let's see if he does his AoE, his attack with an extra person. I think that's going to be for this round. So now he's going to come in, see, whack. Oh, but he didn't get her. Unfortunately, it's better when you use it with someone who can use their AoE on their A1, and they're the only one in the fight, because then you're always getting the AoE. And the fact that he has Stone Skin makes it so that these starting things, these starting waves and things don't really affect him. So that way, Apothecary can actually spend more of his time in the first round healing everyone else if someone gets hurt rather than healing him. So that Stone Skin is pretty good. Not the best thing. Like I said, it's not the end all be all, so you don't need it. You could put him in a bolster set if you want him in a shield. There's a lot of different things you could do to make this work just the same without Stone Skin. And remember, his stats aren't perfect, so like you could easily make his gear a little bit better. So, and his damage is never going to be high, just so you know. Like even if you put all your attack into him and all your defense and crit damage, I feel like his attack is never going to be super high. He's really a support hero. He's not meant for anything else. But can he do damage? Yes. I'd say in the early game, he's probably would probably be one of the best heroes that you could have at that point, just because of his skill set. Later on, you would have to have some strong heroes with him in order to make him a little more functional. So that was the low end version. All right, let's get out of here. Stage select. Let's go to stage 20 battle. So now let's just say we put him here, take him out, take her out, take you out. We'll do a higher end version. So now this is stage 20. We will bring in a reviver. All right, we've got our healer, we've got that, and then we'll bring in a damage dealer, which for this boss fight, honestly, I don't know who I would bring. We'll just bring Eric's for funsies, and see how that goes. Let's see. Who cares if he dies, right? So now stage 20, much different team. All right, we've got hexes, we've got all kinds of stuff. Speed down, we've got stuns, and Eric's who can stun also, and who can kill things. So now who's he going to pick? Mithrala he picks as his secondary hero. Everyone in here outside of Apothecary, honestly, would be a good choice for the additional attack. So he's actually, funny enough, this isn't a huge team for damage outright outside of Eric's doing his big hit. Like Mithrala is more of an overtime kind of support hero. So Eric's is really our wave hitter. But you're going to start seeing that it doesn't really matter because that speed down and that stun, it basically keeps everybody at bay, and having Mr. Eric's on the team can also make this a lot easier. There we go. We got Syl who can drop turn meter. Remember, if you have speed down, he's going to drop turn meter also. So when he teams up with Syl, they're both going to drop the turn meter of the enemy. So that's actually kind of cool. As you're seeing, they're not really getting a lot of attacks here, right? So when paired with higher end heroes later in the game, even though he doesn't do damage, he's causing a lot of damage from the other enemies. You know what I mean? From the other heroes. They're going to come in and do more AoEs. They're going to come in and have higher accuracy, so their poisons are going to land. You're basically setting up your better heroes to do more damage is what you're doing. All right, we got a smite off, which is nice. There you go. Extra attack from Eric's. And that shield just freaking melts. Look at that. These guys are not taking any damage here from the boss or the waves at this point. Looks like they are just rocking it here. Now, there is one more place we can show him. So we got more smites. But look at this. They're just destroying it. It's not even like this matters. Like, this fight is going quite easy. It looks like there's not much happening as far as damage to the team. No one's in any serious danger. Now, remember, we do have Mithrala. She's also very good at this fight. She's good in a lot of fights. You've got Eric's, who can basically just do insane damage. Apothecary's got high defense. Syl has high defense comparative to most heroes. So yeah, you're having a lot of defense in this fight. Actually, every single person outside of Apothecary is a defense-based hero. So now you're doing a lot of damage. You're getting a lot of poisons. You're getting smites off, and we're getting extra turns. There you go, another extra turn. See, Mithrala got an extra poison off, so that's 2 more poisons now that are going to tick off on this boss just because of his extra turn. So their damages are going to be a lot higher now. You're going to see that their damage is going to far outweigh Flannan's, but it doesn't matter because that's the whole point. You want your main damage dealers to do more damage, and that's what he does. And this fight's actually going reasonably quick for us. This is a good auto fight team, to be honest. Like, it's great for like, oh, let's just put it on auto and not worry about dying. Well, guess what? That's what's going to happen. No one's going to die. We don't need to worry about it. This could honestly probably even work on stage 25 and be pretty much fine. Obviously, these are higher end heroes, but we've done stage 25 before. You can watch my other videos if you want to see some of that stuff. All right, so there you go. So now look at this. He only did 400,000. But Eric's and Mithrala, because they kept getting those extra hits, did a ton of damage past everyone else. Look at this, 1.1 and 1.6. So, yeah, the whole point of Flannan is that he makes your team better. He doesn't do anything specific for himself, all right? Outside of the stuns and the turn meter drops, which are really good for waves. Might not work on every boss, but it works on some bosses. It could be good for especially bosses in the faction wars. That is an amazing place for him. Unfortunately, it's not open right now. But yeah, we could easily use him for a final fight. And he'll do turn meter drop, speed down. He can stun the ads if there are ads. There's all kinds of things that he can do. So he's definitely a good hero for faction wars and someone that I would highly recommend using. Now, there is one other place that he could be useful, and that would be Hydra. All right. So now, as a secondary team, we unfortunately use our other team. So what we want really for this is we would, if you're going to use like a provoker. All right. So let's just say we were going to use her. We're going to need a speed up hero to make our team faster. So there you go. We're going to need. We don't need defense down, honestly. We'll probably bring in another burner, and then we'll bring in my boy for his speed down and his extra attack. So for that, and then we need some healers. So maybe we'll bring in Valerie to keep everyone alive, and then Apothecary. So we've got a lot of people in here that can kind of help keep everyone alive. We'll see if it works. Actually, we kind of would rather have someone who can revive, if I'm being honest here. I think, honestly, Ryan's the only other option here. Provoking's nice and everything, but we're taking him out. We're taking out Visix. Visix, honestly, is, I don't know. I have my opinions about physics. All right, so let's see if this is even a remotely good team. Like I said, I'm throwing them together. This isn't the best team for this fight. They're probably going to die from the big hit from the main head, just because that's how this works. So now let's see if he can get that speed down. And AoE speed down on these guys is not bad, as long as they don't remove it. There you go. He actually did not get it off. Look at that. Too bad. So sad. But really, if we can get his extra attacks in, that's kind of where the money is. Oh, we have that little shield, little mirror, reflecting things. Now, you've got Ryan in here right now, who's going to remove debuffs. If we can get some burns off with Akoth, it'd be nice. But yeah, this is definitely a spot where I could say he might be useful. This team is whatever. Like I said, I can't really show you my main team with him in it, because to be honest, I think he would work really well as a secondary. But even in this team, I don't think this team really works well with him. He would need more of a team that kind of keeps everyone running. Now he's got his extra attack off. Everyone's dying now. We got block buffs. We've got some turn meter, but that doesn't matter because the Hydra doesn't care. We don't really have a reviver anymore, so that's going to be over. But he's the he's the one that's surviving the most in here. All right, there you go. Decrease speed. He got it off. So for that kind of thing, now you're going to see them actually be able to do something. I would probably, if I was going to do this, I wouldn't auto it. I would try to get that speed down up as quickly as possible, because it seems that his AI is showing to use the other skills first. So maybe just using that speed down right at the beginning would be your best bet. If Ryan didn't die right off the cuff, this would probably be a much better team. But now we have the HP burn going, so that's actually good. So we're going to start seeing a little more damage come out. Look at that. Oh, he got eaten. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Let's see if if Valerie can stay alive long enough to make those burns count. We just want 1,000,000 damage. That's all we want, which we'll probably get from the next burn. Boom. There you go. 1,000,000 damage. We got it. Everyone's burning. Perfect. This is all we want. We just want everyone burning and getting that extra damage. Really, the whole point here would be that you just want the extra damage so that you can get your key for the final box. That's it. And that's for like later game. You really only have to get the first box in the beginning to start getting Mithrala. So now she's probably going to die from getting eaten because she is kind of tanky. Oh, actually, we got Boughsmith back. Look at that. Too bad he's dead. I mean, I'm not going to lie, for a team I just threw together for funsies, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. I would probably replace Ryan with somebody who can revive and shield maybe, but unfortunately we don't have it. Boom. So Akoth is your damage dealer. Anyone with HP burn is going to be your damage dealer, unfortunately. So that's just how it is, or fortunately. Everyone else is there just to make sure he stays alive. That's it. For a secondary team, I'm not mad at this. I mean, I'll take 1,000,000 damage for that. That's, especially on a secondary team, we're going to keep that result. And there you go. That brings us up to 7,000,000. And now we have our final box. Look at that. So all we needed was a secondary team, and we win. And that's what matters. Your main team is there to get your first damage. Flannan is good for a main team. He's good for a secondary team because he's going to do that drop speed on everyone, which is kind of nice. So, I mean, basically with this guy, what I would say with him is this. Is he the greatest hero in the world? Probably not. But I think when used correctly and for what his skills are used for, I feel like he's really good at keeping your team doing more damage because it's going to slow your enemies down. He's going to make it so your poisons and all your debuffs will land because it can increase accuracy, which is actually good because it's a secondary. Like it's not even like that's the main thing. Like it's just kind of a thing he does. So it's nice to have that extra accuracy when you're worried about landing stuff. So that's good. You could bring him even in Iron Twins. If you have a speed down hero, you could bring him as your secondary to make sure that your speed down hero always lands their speed down. You see what I mean? So, and he has a speed down, so he could be your secondary speed down person, and that way the speed down always is on the boss to make sure he's not getting turn meter boosts. So he is a great support hero, but once again, he's not someone you're going to build early on and say, okay, cool, this guy is the one that's going to make me get through a fight. This guy is actually, he's almost kind of reminds me of someone like Armiger, who in the beginning of the game, he may not show how good he is. And you might be like, this guy kind of sucks. But once you get to the point where, like, say, I am, and you have more heroes that can keep everyone alive, and you're not focused on that kind of stuff, and you're more focused on making sure your team can get more turns off, this guy is going to be, I think, really good. I think he's going to really help any mid to late game account with certain areas, especially faction wars and things like that. If you're having trouble in Sylvan Watchers, I think this guy is going to really help you out there with the speed downs and the turn meter boosts and the accuracy boosts, all that stuff. It's just going to be a really good deal for a team that's already kind of set up, and you can bring him in to just make that team just get more attacks, more damage, and more poisons and things like that. All right, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, things you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live show every single week, and you can become a member if you want for $1.99 a month. You get to see all my videos as soon as I post them rather than waiting for the rest of the week, and you get a free video every week, and you get some cool emojis, so that's kind of cool. All right, so yeah, this is Boughsmith Flannan, who looks like a RuneScape character who's doing blacksmithing. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys